Hi, welcome to the very first video of my brand new channel. I'm Dr. Lewis Thomas. I'm a GP and a disillusionment coach, and I'm glad you're here for the start of this new journey into all things to do with disillusionment. In this video, I'm going to be looking at how the desire to be normal can be the biggest trap that you're falling into, and how embracing your own unique path can lead to true success. So if you're tired of fitting in and ready to discover how to change your life, then stick around. Disillusionment is the disappointing realization that something isn't what you expected or believed it to be. So essentially you change your mind about something, whether that's your career, your relationship with someone, or even your opinion about a movie or TV show. Often this change goes against what the majority of other people think. And this can create a sense of fear and discomfort because you feel exposed. Humans are social animals, so we've evolved to group together for safety. And this is why being normal is such a big deal for most people. But what actually is normal? So the idea of normal comes from the concept of normal distribution. And this is represented as a graph showing a bell-shaped curve. So on the vertical axis of the graph, you have the number of people within a given population. On the horizontal axis of the graph, you have a variable that those people possess. So let's say we're measuring height. What we would see is that the majority of people's heights are clustered in the middle. Those are the normal people. And then you would have the outliers that lie to either side of the middle. Those are the short people or the tall people. And that's related to the normal people in the middle of this population. So mathematically speaking, this is fine, right? But what society often does is view these outliers as weird or freaks. And this goes for all sorts of variables, including the way people think and act. So when we think of a normal career path, what we're referring to is a career path that the majority of people do. But this definition of normal, of being bang in the middle, doesn't necessarily give you any advantage in terms of being a success. So what you've got to ask yourself is, do you want to be normal or do you want to be successful? Look at successful famous people. At one point, they were all considered outliers and judged really harshly for being unconventional or even crazy. And that judgment lasted until the point at which they became successful. And then people started admiring them. I remember watching this clip of Michael B. Jordan being interviewed by a reporter that he recognized from his old high school. And he called her out for basically bullying him and calling him the corny kid in high school. And obviously that was just him being himself. And that's what led to him being the Michael B. Jordan that is a successful, famous celebrity today and is now admired by her. But you could see in the interaction the hurt that he felt back in high school and the struggle against that judgment. So he was kind of like, yeah, who's corny now? And it was like watching him have this moment of vindication after so many years of having to wait and, withstand that judgment. This fear of judgment can be paralyzing because people suppress their true selves just so that they can fit in. And it's this conformity that prevents you from being successful because you're trapped. You can't walk your own path because you're too worried about other people. In order to be successful, you have to walk your own unique path independent of other people. There's also this attitude that some people have when they actively deny wanting to be successful because they don't want to do things that make them stand out. And these are the same people that judge the hardest or make fun of people who are trying to fulfill their own unique potential. That judgment cast on other people is reflected back on them because it's trapping them from making the most of their life. And it basically comes down to this: given the option for instant success without having to step outside the norm, they would take it. If we value independence, if we are disturbed by the growing conformity of knowledge, of values, of attitudes which our present system induces, then we may wish to set up conditions of learning which make for uniqueness, for self-direction, and for self-initiated learning. Carl Rogers. So this leads me on nicely to explain how you can start this transformation away from the norm. Embracing uniqueness is crucial. Being an outlier isn't a bad thing. You can't be truly successful by sticking to a mold that isn't built for your own unique potential. You've got to build your own mold. Don't be afraid to showcase what makes you different. So what I want you to do is think of one thing that makes you different among the people that you spend the most time with. And this is probably something that you've been hiding because you're afraid of being judged for it. And it's also something that you know deep down would bring you a lot of joy and have a positive impact on the world. Take that one thing and embrace it and celebrate it. You don't need to go and scream it from the rooftops. I just want you to turn the volume up slightly instead of completely muting it. Because when you do that, you're opening yourself up to opportunities that you've been ignoring. Opportunities like going to a new class by yourself to learn the hobby that you've always wanted to. Opportunities like traveling to a destination that you've always wanted to go. Opportunities like starting your own YouTube channel and talking about things that inspire you. Even opportunities like starting your own niche movie or film club. Basically anything where you're being true to yourself, but also opening yourself up to connecting with other people who resonate with that part of you. You might be surprised how your perspective changes once you let go of the desire for normal and step out of the group. Because being normal only traps and fixes you to one particular group. And if you don't happen to be exactly the same as the majority of people in that group, then your unique passions and your potential is going to languish. So you have to keep stepping out until you no longer feel the desire to be normal, because at that point you'll be successful and you'll be surrounded by people that love you for your uniqueness. So please challenge yourself to embrace your inner outlier and step out of normalcy. I know it's not easy, but it's worthwhile. This has been my first video, so if you've enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate if you could give it a like and also share your thoughts in the comments. What's one unique trait that you're going to embrace now? Also, don't forget to subscribe to be part of this journey from day one. Remember, being normal won't make you successful. Embrace your inner outlier and unlock your true potential. See you in the next video.